Cowboys are back. So we can all agree that, that Broncos game was pretty rough all around, but this last performance against the Falcons, the very best. So the Cowboys, a huge win, 43-3 over the Atlanta Falcons. The Cowboys' biggest margin of victory since 2000 against the Cardinals. It was their biggest lead at halftime since 1971. So utterly dominant all the way around. Really through all aspects of the game. It was just the complete opposite of what we saw against the Broncos. A great turnaround by Dallas, and that was exciting. I think I can speak for all of us just to say that we got a little bit nervous after that Denver game. Everything had just been clicking, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but I don't know if you can just call that a fluke, but either way, I think that they really took it seriously. They learned from it, and they went out and proved themselves against the Falcons. It was a great game all the way around. Again, I'm going to get into it in specifics, but just a great game. Cowboys, just a huge win. So they now are 7-2 record-wise, and after some losses by some other NFC competitors, the Cowboys have themselves in a pretty good spot playoff-wise. They've moved up into the third seed after losses by the Bucks, and then meanwhile also the Rams and Cardinals both lost. Really a stunning one last night if you saw that Rams game. 49ers took care of business there in Santa Clara. As well as the football team helped us out, beating the Bucks, and so a lot of inconsistencies all around. A lot of stuff going on for a lot of teams in the NFL. Whether it's injuries or COVID, it's really been a pretty crazy last couple of weeks. We've seen trades. Odell Beckham and Von Miller going to the Rams. Definitely a disappointing game for them, but a lot of stuff going on. The Cowboys have really been able to keep their composure even after a bad week last week. So they have themselves in a good spot. And that number one seed is not out of reach. If the Cowboys can keep playing like this, they have a huge game next week against Kansas City. But for now, let's talk about this last one. Starting with the offense, Dak Prescott back. He had a bad game against the Broncos. Let's just say it was just rough all the way around. Only had the one interception, but it was just not a good game. You can tell he wasn't comfortable. I don't know if it was slight rust. I think it was just an off game, though. I think, overall, everyone, it was just off. So whatever you want to blame that on, it's in the past, and he responded. Nearly 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, no turnovers. I don't think Zeke had the one fumble, but other than that, no turnovers, I don't think, by the Cowboys. Meanwhile, the defense, we'll get to them later, was forcing interception after interception. It was really, that's a ball-hawking unit, that secondary, and, I'll get back to them in a minute. But Zeke and Pollard had some, a sneaky good game. I didn't realize how good he did until I looked at the stat sheet. I think he had like 50 yards receiving and rushing, so, not no touchdowns or anything, but really, he did a lot better than I even realized. Ezekiel Elliott, the stat sheet, I think, tells the opposite story. He didn't look so great, but he made some good runs. He wasn't, it was really mostly the air attack, and, we'll get to that later. But Zeke, I don't think he looked bad. Didn't have as many opportunities. Again, wasn't his best game. Had that fumble. That's his first of the season. He's really gotten that under control after a bad season last year in terms of fumbling. But either way, I don't think it was a bad game. Had those 2 touchdowns. So, not the best, not the worst. Good game by the rushing attack. Dalton Schultz and Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup back. All had, fairly solid games. Again, nothing too wild, but Michael Gallup had some great catches. He's, we saw Cedric Wilson playing well, the offense functioning, pretty normally, without Michael Gallup. But I think having him back, we realized, how much we really were missing him with some of those sideline passes. That third down catch by him, that toe tap. I don't think any other player on the team makes that grab. That's what we've been missing with Michael Gallup, and whether or not he ends up staying long term, he's going to be key for the rest of the season and into the playoffs for the Cowboys. So hopefully he can stay healthy, keep that trio out there, and again, the offensive line, I would say too, played much better. Terrence Steele had a scary game last game. His first game at left tackle, so that's definitely a big adjustment. Moving from the right side to the left side, but it looked seamless this last game. So I think Tyron Smith has a good chance to play against the Chiefs, and again, I'll get more into injury updates later. But Terrence Steele had a much better game, so he's been great all season, really, at right tackle. So it'll be interesting if Tyron Smith does come back to see exactly what that situation will be with him and Collins, Connor Williams, too. Again, he had quite a few flags. Again, it's kind of been the story of his season, all these holding calls. So we'll see what the offensive line depth looks like going into next week. So good game offensively, and now into the defense. Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis and Trevon Diggs all had interceptions. Trevon, really a great catch. Anthony Brown, though, and Jordan Lewis had 3 pass breakups. That was amazing. Jordan Lewis, that little streak he had going, don't throw it to him. Anthony Brown, really, I'm proud of him, too. A lot of Cowboys fans, not his biggest fan. And I can't blame you. I definitely was agreeing after that horrid Week 1 performance against the Bucs. But again, that was the toughest matchup he faced. So, no excuses for that. But he has responded excellently. He's played really, really well ever since. He's just gotten better and better every week. Just, play after play. He just looks better every single time he steps on the field. So you got to be proud of him. And again, the rest of the secondary. And the pass rush, too. Micah Parsons, another sack, had that forced fumble. He's up to, I think, 6.5 on the season. That's incredible. Dorrance Armstrong had a game, too. That huge block punt. Deshaun Wright got his redemption. Got that touchdown after that weird call last week where the Broncos got the ball back. Deshaun Wright gets his redemption, gets the touchdown, but Dorrance Armstrong had the sack, had the block, I think had a tackle for a loss, QB hit. His best game maybe of his career, and it came at the perfect time. Randy Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence were both out. I cannot wait for them to be back on the field. A defense with all of our weapons ready to go. Man, I'm excited to see that. But again, the defense, they adjusted. They played well. Van Der Esch and Micah Parsons, solid at linebacker. It was just a good game overall. Again, Micah Parsons, another good one. He's, again, putting himself in that Rookie of the Week conversation every single week, and I think is really, really locking up Defensive Rookie of the Year at this pace. So, speaking of all that, Pro Bowl voting now open. Be sure to go ahead and vote for all of our Cowboys players. We had none go to the Pro Bowl last year. That's going to change this year. Of course, we want to vote them in, but we don't want to see them go because hopefully they'll be too busy in Los Angeles preparing for the Super Bowl. But anyway, it's been a great year. A lot of Cowboys players, I think, making a case for the Pro Bowl. Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, maybe even Dalton Schultz if he can kind of keep putting up good games. There's not as high level of tight ends in the NFC as the AFC. I think Zach Martin for sure, Tyron Smith for sure, Micah Parsons, maybe he has a chance, and I think Trevon Diggs now, he's up to 8 interceptions, and I think he's pretty much a Pro Bowl lock at this point as long as he can continue to be not giving up too much in coverage. So, again, really a great game all the way around. Liram Hajrullahu, this was probably the only game he'll play, but made all his extra points. That's all you can ask. Cowboys didn't have to punt too much, so we didn't even have to worry about that. Just a good game in all 3 aspects. Special teams, defense, offense, it was just really, really good. So let me know who your player of the game is. There's a lot of them. Mine's got to be CeeDee Lamb, though. He set the tone early with that screen, that little bubble screen they had. I think that set the tone for the entire game, and he just kept rolling. Had that great touchdown pass where Dak just threw it up to him. I mean, he was there. So really a great game by him. I think it could be Jordan Lewis. It could be Anthony Brown. Trevon Diggs had that interception. Micah Parsons had a good game. Dorrance Armstrong, so many names. But I got to go with CeeDee Lamb. So let me know in the comments who your Cowboys player of the game is. Be sure to feel free to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe as we can continue to grow and keep evolving as we continue to get through this season. Again, a great game. Can't wait to see what the Cowboys can do next week against the Chiefs. It's going to be a good matchup. The Chiefs got back on track as well this week. So two very, very hot teams, two extremely powerful and offenses. It's going to be a really, really good game. So I'll definitely be having a video after that one, win or lose. But let me know if you want to predict the score. And I think the Cowboys have a chance here, and I think they will get another victory against the Chiefs to get another winning streak going. So, we'll see. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Go Cowboys, baby.